get everybody back.
The Flash is a sci-fi show that is here to stay. While The Arrow might have been a more anticipated show, The Flash is taking the lead to be one of the most popular shows from DC. This is not surprising. Over 6 seasons, The Flash has featured something that we never saw coming. That newness, that novelty is what keeps us going back for more. The show has had its ups and downs, but there's no denying that it's been an incredibly crazy ride. The Flash is quite crazy on the eyes with rapid movements and crazy effects, which makes the behind the scenes something to be excited about. In this video, I will be sharing with you crazy facts you didn't know about the making of The Flash. With no signs of stopping in sight, let's take a look at the various processes that led to the making of The Flash and how the craziest effects were achieved on screen. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. That bright, colorful thing you see whenever the Flash runs, it's called zooping, that thing where Flash speeds in and out of a scene. These lightning streaks have been commended by fans across the world who believe it is way better than the one we see in the Justice League. This blurring effect is achieved with the use of an air cannon and a red lightning effect that is added in the post-production process. The name came from a form of shorthand between cast and crew members to describe the kind of movement that Barry Allen was making, and they all sort of came up with zooping. Sounds cool, right? The show excessively uses visual effects. It's not supposed to come as a surprise considering that most of what happens in the show cannot happen in real life. What is impressive is the fact that the team was working on a tight time frame, having to create a bunch of special effects every week for a new episode. Another problem was the fact that they were working on a TV budget, but this did not stop the team from creating that magic. The effects supervisor of the show, Armin Kevorkian, said, "It was definitely a challenge in the beginning. I knew it could be done, but it was just convincing everyone around me that it could be done too." A lot of these artists came from a TV background where they haven't done this type of work, so the mind frame was, if it hasn't been done, it can't be done. I feel the opposite, where if it can't be done, we should find a way to do it, and they did. The team has to come up with 23 episodes each year, meaning the effects team has to work extra hard all around the clock. It's also a bit hard getting approval for some of the designs, even though most of them were deeply rooted in comics. The use of comics helps the artists have a true feel of who the characters are, what they would most likely do, and what they would look like. The team also had to design computer-generated characters such as Gorilla Grodd and King Shark, and this was an extremely long process. Furthermore, there had to be an agreement between the costume department and the producers in creating these characters. For example, while the team was creating the character of Zoom, the effects supervisor said, the first step in Zoom was creating his look, and that was a collaboration with the costume department and our producers to create a different kind of speedster look physically. We had 2 versions, the live-action Zoom that you see, and then we have an all-CG version for certain shots. One thing we decided straight away was that his eyes would be more effective if they were just black to represent the soulless aspect of him. And instead of vibrating him as we did with Reverse Flash, we decided, because he's in our storyline the fastest speedster around, the crackle of energy is constant on him. And the blue lightning aspect, that was to differentiate him from Flash, so when you have them both in the same scene, you wouldn't get mixed up with the colors of the lightning. Seems like an extremely long process for a single episode of The Flash. The show also uses a heavy dose of CGI. Take a minute to think of what The Flash would look like without CGI. Probably just a bunch of costumed superheroes running around in a large green space. The Flash's creators have admitted that the budget of The Flash is way bigger than that of Arrow, which uses lesser CGI and visual effects. The use of CGI on the show is so heavy that several fans have said that it should be toned down a little. This is because it has the potential to distract the audience from the real message of the episode. One of the most common issues arose when a CGI creation, Savitar, was not featured on screen as many times as fans would have liked. Savitar is a monster, and some fans argued that it should have been cast as a character rather than as an intimidating CGI monster. Also, casting him as a human character would have made it easier for the audience to develop a love for him, and of course, we would have seen him more times on screen. Unfortunately, no matter how much more effort CW puts into making the CGI work for The Flash, fans have not been completely convinced, and there have been several forums on the internet that simply categorizes the show's CGI as bad. But despite the reviews, the building of the Gorilla City in Season 3 is one of the most iconic scenes on television to date. The location was the spot where Barry Allen had his fight with Solovar. The CGI location was so beautiful and accurate that it was impossible to determine if it was a real-life location or just beautiful visuals. Andrew Kevorkian explains how the Coliseum was made. Obviously, we're gonna need a Coliseum that would hold up close because, you know, at the end of Season 2, knew, you just saw it really far away. This is all CG. We had to add hundreds of gorillas at the stadium stands. You'd have to do animation cycles of them cheering and get that right to kind of populate it. It was really kind of mimicking a real gladiator fight that would take place in the Colosseum and bringing that to life, but everything is done virtually. Coupled with this, do not forget that there was a live-action cast whose movements and fights had to be choreographed in a way that didn't give away the CG Colosseum. The Flash has contingency plans. The creators of the show did not expect the show to blow up the way it did. In fact, in the Arrowverse, which consists of 6 different shows, Arrow was touted to become the most popular. The other shows include Black Lightning, Batwoman, Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. In case The Flash flopped, the creators had a plan. Barry Allen, a role played by Grant Gustin, would have been made into a regular character on Arrow. This means that he would not be the main character, but a supporting character. He would join the team that consisted of Oliver, Dig, and Felicity. Of course, this would have changed the entire direction of shows. The executive producer of the show, Greg Berlanti, said in an interview in 2014, "Fingers crossed we don't screw it up and he gets his own show. If he didn't, I don't think we would ever want to let Grant go. He's too valuable." That would be our hope, I think, no matter what, to keep Barry part of the universe. We are glad he didn't have to see that, all thanks to the success of The Flash. Actors directing a few episodes. If there is one thing that has been developed on the set of Flash, it is the feeling of family. Spanning over 7 seasons, the cast and crew have developed an enviable work and off-the-screen relationship. What makes this even more fascinating is the fact that some of the actors have been given the chance to direct a few episodes of the show. Tom Cavanaugh, who played the role of Reverse Flash, has directed 3 episodes in the past, and Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlin, has directed 2 major episodes. The Flash's suit gets regularly updated. Forget the fact that the suit of the Flash does not have all those crazy features. In reality, the suit still has some exciting facts you should know about. The most important is the fact that in every new episode, the suit is upgraded to make it more similar to that of the comic. Remember in the comics, our speedster designs the suit by himself. In the 6th season, Barry Allen was given a new suit that gave him the ability to travel through the black hole. With every new upgrade comes a new ability. The dogs on set. If you religiously follow the behind-the-scenes story of the show, then you must have heard about the dogs on set, Nora and Jet, 2 adorable dogs owned by Grant Gustin. The dogs have been said to be a source of joy on set as they constantly interact with the cast and crew. Grant isn't the only one with a dog on set though. His co-star Candice Patton also brings her dog Zoe, who she says is a huge source of calm and relief for her when she feels anxious and overwhelmed. We know we will be seeing more use of CGI and VFX on The Flash, as expected. We can only expect to be mind blown or not. And with that, we wrap up this video. Thank you for watching.